Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. And if you see somebody to the right of me and they look like they might slap the shit out of you and just duck back off into the shadows, man, it's that boy landlord from Alabama, the most nefarious. We do not fight fair over here in the South. Hey, either I win or we win, man. That's how we coming. But how you doing, my boy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Ready to talk about, the unfortunate circumstances that our team, our players who've earned the right to get their accolades found themselves in. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, year in and year out, man. So we're going to talk about it, man. The ski mask test. How the media plans to rob the Dallas Cowboys. So listen, I don't just come up with conspiracy theories. I like to try and show my work. I like to try and have substantial evidence in place to prove that I'm not just up here, some crazy man sitting in a tinfoil hat in his house or nothing like that. I am not that. But, I brought receipts. I brought precedent, and we're gonna just talk about it, man. We're gonna have us up a good show. Be on here about 15 minutes, an hour, just depending on how everything rolls and flows. But salute to everybody in the chat box. 434 Cowboy.
Salute.
Cortavius in the building. Neil, I always gotta read Neil comments. If I don't read nobody else's stuff, I'm gonna read Neil's. I know he be tweaking. He said, What's up, Henny? Slapped up 24 more Commodus fans before checking in. My hand is numb, and I think a couple of my fingers are now infected with gangrene from their teeth cutting my skin. Well, they do not brush their teeth and they do not wash their ass. So there's a very good chance that it is true. Please seek medical attention as soon as humanly possible to see if you can save your fingers. So we
might need a tetanus shot right now.
Hey, that is an MVP hand. He always slapping the dog shit out of somebody from somebody else's fan base, man. So salute to Neil for tapping in. My boy Jay Lund, Craig. Salute to all y'all good people over here in the space, man. And hey, real quick, y'all know the usual rules and regulations when you tap in with your content creators, man. First and foremost, we need you to like the content. Go over there on any platform that you're on and hit the like button. Hit the like button very vigorously. The more likes we get on these videos, the more the platforms will push the content, and the more that they will show us love. That's how the algorithm works. So if you want to help us out, you want to see the liquor store grow, you want to see the trap grow, make sure you hit the like button on both platforms, man. Don't be shy, and we really do appreciate you for doing it. Also, that we believe in manifestation over here in the liquor store. Right, so to keep that very short, you don't understand what manifesting is. We're trying to will something into existence. So we're trying to will that sixth title for the Dallas Cowboys into existence. And to do that, I want y'all to share the content 6 times. I want you to drop emojis 6 times, man. So, hey, salute to Draylon Brown. I see you helping us practice manifestation. Neil, I see you helping us practice manifestation. Gary Murphy just slid in the building. Salute to you. Let's see. My boy Fargo in the building. What's up with you? Big Dow 8604 434 Cowboy. Yes, I see all y'all sliding in. Jester said the game tickets were cheap. Now this game's means something is hiked up several $100s. That's how it be, man. That's why I went ahead and I bought those Jimmy Johnson tickets way in advance. I knew that they'd probably be $500-$600 tickets by the time that got announced. So I went ahead and I bought them for the low, and I made sure that y'all got them for the low, in the same token. So we made that work. So also, Neil already done told y'all what to do. He said to slap the shit out of a Commodus fan. And if you find one, then, hey, landlord, do you know a Commodus fan? Do you know any Commanders fan in your personal life?
I know one. I know one. Shout out to AJ, my partner AJ on Facebook, man. I probably tag him in this just to mess with him, but yeah, he a Washington fan. They like that. You got to be old school. He probably his pops was a Washington fan or something, and that unfortunate disease rubbed down on him, you know what I'm saying? He passed that down from generation to generation. And R.I.P. to my one of my uncles, man, my cousin Lamar dad, he was a Washington fan too, so R.I.P. to him.
R.I.P. to Unc, man. So yeah, man. But if you can find one, if you can find one, if you can lay your hands to their cheeks, I will give you half off on all the merchandise inside the liquor store. And we got exactly what you need to succeed over here, man. We got Cowboys, we got gin, we got hen, and everything else under the sun that can make you sin. So tap in with your boy, Henny the Moore, and come get drunk in the liquor store. Hey, Fresh King 36, what's up with you, my guy? Thank you for tapping in. He said, here we go.
Here we go.
And listen, man, speaking of here we go, I am sad when I think about the position that Dak Prescott and the other players that play for the Dallas Cowboys are in. We think about how they get done. So I dropped this tweet earlier, and listen, the reaction to this tweet is actually why I decided to put the show together with my brother Landlord, man. So it's still doing numbers. Is over there doing numbers right now. Let me make sure I get the right one pulled up. I put this. I just thought about it and I typed it and I put it into perspective, right? So just think about this and just let that marinate on your mind and your soul and in your spirit after we read this to you. Dak Prescott will probably end up leading the league in touchdown passes and touchdown to interception ratio and still not get an all-pro nod. Keep that in perspective. So I want you to understand what we're talking about. There is not even a precedent for the league leading passer to not get a Pro Bowl all pro nod, right? Like that does not usually happen. Honestly, it's actually rare for the league leading passer to not actually be the MVP. Like those scenarios do not come around way too often in the National Football League. So I like to show my work when I show my outrage, right? I don't want to just sound like I'm a fanboy that's up here trying to cape for another grown ass man, because we do no such things. But when there is injustice, we shall stand on the injustice. So
absolutely,
this is a list of the league leading passers every singular year. Hold on, this is passing yards. This is passing yards leader. Passing touchdown leaders. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the NFL passing touchdown leaders for every season, not just every season since. There's a certain fan base that likes creating timelines that says since 2000 and shit. We don't do that. All history is accounted in. So you can actually go all the way down and see who the NFL passing leaders was from back in the 1930s. Like Arnie Herbert was the first NFL passing leader back in 1932. So this goes all the way down. I like doing deep dive stats. I don't just like doing surface level numbers. But just to keep it in the modern NFL, just to keep it within the modern NFL, let's look from 1994. Right, all the way up to now. And we're going to see how many of these quarterbacks won MVP that year or had all-pro selections. So I'm going to make it easy for you. We all know that Patrick Mahomes, 2022, he led the league in passing touchdowns. He was the league MVP, am I right?
Facts.
All right. So Patrick Mahomes, we got that out the list, right? Tom Brady is the next guy. I know he did not win MVP in 2021. But now I need to see if he actually had an all-pro nod, right? So let's take a look at that, because I like a pair of notes, making sure that everything is lined out. Everything is like I thought it was. So let's go take a look at when Tom Brady had all-pro nods. Let me see. Yep. He did not win MVP, but Tom Brady did get an all-pro nod in 2021 for leading the National Football League in passing touchdowns. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, we know he won MVP in 2020. Lamar Jackson, we know that he won MVP in 2019. Patrick Mahomes, we know that he won MVP in 2018 when he threw for 50 touchdowns. Russell Wilson, does he have a all-pro nod for that season? Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's showing you exactly what the argument is. You know what I'm saying? I already felt like we was being robbed with a ski mask in broad daylight. You know, when that one game they just act like it just took that MVP talks and hopes just out of the water. Like, come on, bro. We know y'all only doing that because he's a Cowboys quarterback and he's Dak Prescott.
Yeah, man, it's very rare. It's very rare not to get a all pro nod, you know, while you're the NFL passing leader, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that. Cause like I said, we can go to every single year, right? It's more often to happen that it's not. Now it has happened before, but 9 times out of 10, the leading passer, and if they happen to be that efficient, because remember, Dak Prescott is also going to lead the NFL in passing in touchdown to interception ratio, right? Because he got 30 plus touchdown passes. He don't even got double digit picks yet.
Yeah, that shows you, man. Like I said, they already got that dark cloud over Dak, man. And like, you know, stubborn people, they make a position, and then they don't want to waver from that. They want to be solid on that. They want to just be like, hey, we already made our argument. We made our argument over here, and nothing can make me change. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the issue with that is when you have that narrative floating around just one player, right? It creates hypocrisy.
Of course,
it creates hypocrisy, and I'm finna show you something else to why this stuff is stupid, right? Because remember, I want y'all to remember this saying that I always have: as long as the media hates the Dallas Cowboys will not win media awards.
Facts.
All right, so let me just show you what I'm talking about, right? Let me show you some hypocrisy, you know, caught in 4K. Let me see if I got this pulled up. All right, so this is Dan Orlovsky, right? So they were talking about Pro Bowl. They were talking about MVP voting. Dan Orlovsky has an MVP vote for people that wanted to know that. So when we're talking about the media, it's people like Dan Orlovsky and Emmanuel Acho who gets a say in who will be the league MVP, right? So he was been on this tangent about trying to get Josh Allen, you know, into the MVP conversation. So he was having an argument back and forth with Booger. He said, I have a vote. I will be voting for Lamar. Hence why I said for voters. I'm not the only one, and I'm sure others will look at the numbers and potentially 2 seed and feel differently. I know you're getting old, but keep up, Peloton King. So he was having a argument, a disagreement, because they cool, but he was having a disagreement with Booger McFarland about his obsession with trying to put Josh Allen into the MVP conversation, right? He's doubling down trying to get Josh Allen into the MVP conversation. So this is what he said about Josh. This is what started that exchange. He said if Josh Allen accounts for 4+ touchdowns Sunday and the Bills win, he will have 46 touchdowns, 4,800 yards. The race for voters between him and Lamar is going to be fascinating. So let me ask you a question, landlord. Outside of all the fancy touchdown numbers, what else does Josh Allen also have?
A whole shit ton of turnovers.
Facts. Josh Allen is currently tied for the league lead in turnovers. He has 19. So he has 19 turnovers. So just to show you what I mean by hypocrisy, right? If you don't know what a hypocrite is, you might need to Google that shit. But a hypocrite, a hypocrite is somebody that's hypocritical. Like you say one thing, but yet you do another. So you're a hypocrite, right? You don't stand on what you're talking about.
You don't stand on business,
right? So this is him in regards to Dak Prescott. He made a list before the season started of the 4 quarterbacks. That were expected to have down years that you didn't trust. It was some bullshit. I forget exactly what it was, but he said you can keep going, sir. The topic of the day was quarterbacks with questions heading into the season. Okay, so that was the question. I should have just read the topic. He said, I would hope that you objectively could agree that the quarterback that led the NFL interceptions had a new offensive player caller that question to answer, objectively speaking. So what he pretty much saying is that he's holding the interceptions that Dak Prescott had against him. Dak Prescott had a shit ton of interceptions. Most of them not even his fault. Remember, he led the NFL in tipped passes and turnovers on non-turnover worthy plays, right? So he led the NFL in turnovers on non-turnover worthy plays. He was holding that against Dak Prescott before the season started. He did multiple shows about the turnovers of Dak Prescott, right? As how that being a talking point about why you could not trust Dak Prescott. Why? But what he did in response to Josh Allen's turnovers was say the same thing that us Dallas Cowboys fans had said. He said, you cannot use turnovers. When discussing Josh Allen, he said that you cannot use turnovers, as the only talking point in actually analyzing a quarterback. He said there was much more important things than turnovers.
Now turnovers, like, forget about it. Nobody cares about turnovers no more, man. Like that's why, this is why we pride ourselves so much in new media, man. Cause we can't stand on business like that. We can't represent some false stuff like that, man. Cause you got to think about it. The truth shall come to the light, right? You over here trying to hide your real agenda with other things, and then you forget that, hey, the internet is forever, right, sir? Mm-hmm. Do you know that? You trying to hide your real agenda to the point where you trying to cover it. You trying to cover your real agenda with some fake football analysis. So now, when that same situation occurs, now it's revealed. That's why you never go into stuff being dishonest, man. You ain't got to worry about covering up the truth. You ain't gonna be able to find that landlord said last year that contradicts that heavily of what I'm saying now, because I'm speaking on truth. I'm standing on business. I'm going to hold everybody to the same type of standards. That's why you don't trust this mainstream media stuff, man. They're not honest. They're not doing real work with integrity. They are not. Ain't no way you judge the same type of situation differently and that drastic of a difference. Like, make that make sense.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing about it, man. So let me show you some more stuff. Let me go to another person that has an MVP vote, right? Let me see if I got it loaded in. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, this is Acho. Emmanuel Acho from that show Speak. He also has an MVP vote. Remember, there are 50 people that vote for the MVP. We know 2 of them, right? We know Dan Orlovsky. We know Emmanuel Acho. They do not fuck with the Dallas Cowboys. They're straight up. Like, they always have some negative thing to say about the Dallas Cowboys, and they also are known to move the goalposts a bit. So this is what he said about his MVP ballot, right? And if you're wondering how long ago this was from November the 28th. Right, so this was after the Thanksgiving massacre that Dak Prescott put out. Right, so his MVP ballot at that point was Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Tua.
I don't even know what Williams that is. That Trent Williams?
It's Trent Williams.
Man, get the hell out of here, man.
And then Lamar Jackson at 5. So you can see how drastic all that shit changed, because now he actually got Lamar Jackson as the MVP favorite. But he did not even have Dak Prescott within his top 5 of MVP vote odds. And then he had the nerve to say, well, Dak Prescott, he can earn the MVP by doing this, right? So his argument on his show, I'm not going to play the audio, of course. I made sure just to take the screenshot. Basically what he said Dak Prescott has the privilege of earning a MVP by winning out, right? And these were the games that he said if Dak Prescott won out in that he would be the league MVP.
Why Dak Prescott got to win all these games when ain't nobody else doing it?
I was finna get to that, but let me
my bad. Go ahead.
You're good. It pissed you off, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Good. So let's just run through it. Let's just run through it. All right. So you got the Seattle Seahawks, who are probably who are still in the playoff hunt. They're a very good team. They'll either be 9-8 or 8-9. But they gave us a run for our money. They were a playoff team last year, so that was one of the teams. Philadelphia Eagles, who had just won the NFC last year, are going to end the season with either 11 or 12 wins, right? The Buffalo Bills, who are either going to end the season with 10 or 11 wins. The Miami Dolphins, who are either going to be who already got 11 wins. They're either going to be the 2 seed in the AFC or a wild card team. The Detroit Lions, the 3 seed in the damn NFC, and then the Washington Commanders. So there's a gauntlet of teams that you got to be perfect against, right? And Dak Prescott did not win out, but he did beat the Seahawks, he did beat the Eagles, and he did beat the Lions. So 3 of the 5 playoff teams that he played in that stretch, we won.
He pretty much played well enough to win at Miami.
He played well enough to win with Miami. Left the field after giving the defensive lead to protect. We know what happened. But point being, Dak Prescott did not play bad. Even in the Buffalo Bills game, he was not Brock Purdy bad. Brock Purdy threw 4 interceptions, not a single touchdown. But Dak Prescott, because of one game, really, because he played fine in the Miami game, they just didn't win. So Dak Prescott, because of one game, was removed from the MVP odds in the eye of the national media when Brock Purdy was allowed to have a 3-game losing streak and get back into the MVP talks.
Time out here, cause you cooking. I gotta take it up a notch though. Why is this? Cause we just saying he played good. Put some context on what he did in them games. That's what I want you to do, and this finna make you even matter. Cause it ain't like he just had average games and he just got the W. No, Dak was going crazy. Let me go put some more respect on this, because this what show you it drive it home. It ain't like he just having average games and winning these games. Okay, let's see. At Seattle, what did your quarterback do at Seattle?
3 touchdowns, no picks. I'm not mistaken, over 300 yards, right?
He went 29 for 41, 300 yards, 299, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Okay, that sounds like an MVP to me. Okay. All right, Seattle, we did that. And then that was on the road, and we know we had no run game. Our defense laid the egg, and Dak still drove home and got that W. Like, we're not acting like he the only one that did it, but that was a high degree of difficulty right there. That was a high degree of difficulty against a good team. Your defense didn't come to play, and then your run game went there. Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure the run game went there, because I don't remember the run game being a lot of the games. So,
Tony Pollard hasn't had a 100-yard run game since the Arizona game. So,
Tony Pollard had 20 carries for 68 yards. Y'all want some more of that? Okay. Now let's move on to Philadelphia, because this just driving your point home even worse, and that's all this doing.
Good.
Okay.
Continue to add context. We like
that. This driving it home even worse. Now let's see what your quarterback did this game. Okay, against the Philadelphia Eagles, he went 24 for 39, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Okay. And then this is another game without a run game, 16 carries for 59 yards for Tony Pollard. Okay. And you got the W in dominant fashion, 33-13. Okay, Buffalo, he did play bad. We'll go over them stats, just, He went 21 for 34, 134 yards and an interception. Let me know if you seen other quarterbacks be worse than that, and they still in the MVP conversation. And we got handled that game on the road, tough team, tough environment, tough weather, all that good stuff, and we lost. Okay, now we go to Miami. What was Dak's numbers against Miami? 20 for 32, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. So, okay, that sounds like a good game to me too. And he led a game leading touchdown. Like, he went in, when he left the field, like he had said before, his team was up. So, I mean, he was never able to touch the field again. Then you go to my the Lions. Okay, the Lions game. Dak went 26 for 38, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Now when you put all of this production in context, not because they not just normal wins and losses. Because you can have that with mediocre quarterback play like Jalen Hurts, throwing for 100 yards and stuff. Like that's not what he was doing. So he played phenomenal at Seattle, played phenomenal against the Eagles, had a bad game at Buffalo, had a pretty good game in Miami, and had a great game in Detroit. And that one bad game just knocked him all the way out the MVP conversation. Make that make sense. And your team got one of the best records in football. Got a chance to be the second seed in the playoffs. Like, where's the logic in this?
I mean, if you add it all up, that's 9 passing touchdowns to two interceptions over those span of games. And he had multiple touchdowns in 4 of those 5 games. So Dak Prescott was balled. Matter of fact, he had a passer rating of over 100 in 3 of those 5 games. So I don't know what they want from Dak Prescott. They want Dak Prescott to walk on water, die for our sins, and come back. Like somebody already did that for us. So like that. What is Dak Prescott going to do to impress these folks? Coach
Man, he would have had to be 100% perfect, and that just show you that it's biasness going towards a Cowboys quarterback because they're not asking nobody else to be perfect.
Let's see. Coach Mars said, yes, the disrespect is crazy as hell. But if Dak wins the MVP and the Cowboys do not win the Super Bowl, how will we feel? I'm just saying, fellas, but I understand the content. Salute. Hey, I understand your point. Your point. Because remember, nobody's gonna give Dak Prescott any love if he wins MVP and we go one and done. Because they didn't give Lamar Jackson any love when he won MVP and went one and done. Because that is the added pressure of being a black quarterback in the National Football League.
Man, you're right about that because history happens, but like I said, history changes too, though, Coach. Like some people do win MVPs and championships. Patrick Mahomes just did it. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's possible. That don't 100% rule you out. And who's to say that Dak Prescott can't be the one that do it? You know what I'm saying? So I won't just concede a Super Bowl just because he won a MVP. I wouldn't concede that. You know what I'm saying? We see it happens, but he would be going against history, so I understand both ways.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I was just thinking about what he said by like if that were to happen. I didn't think about a cause and effect when I answered the question.
I think that's what Coach means. I think he's saying like if he was to win it, we probably wouldn't win the Super Bowl. Maybe I interpreted the question wrong. I don't know, but I know most people make those kind of arguments. They say, if you win the MVP, more than likely you don't win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard that, but shit happens. Usually when you're a wild card team, you don't win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady just did that 3 years ago, however long it was. So like that stuff, it's true until it's not true.
You see what I'm saying? It hasn't been done until somebody do it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very, very well put. Said road win in Washington, deep run in the playoffs, 3 straight 12 years ain't nothing. Let the naysayers say it, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dallas Cowboys are just out here.
I just had a young man call my line and tell me 36 wins, and all them teams were sorry. 36 wins in 3 years, and all them teams were sorry. So I don't know where it ain't no convincing some folks, y'all. We need to just realize that, they stuck in their ways. You know what I'm saying? Once they make that initial observation, or once they put that initial label on the player, it is no way they could ever remove it. So I don't know what to tell you.
And see, I'm not just over here talking about Dak Prescott strictly. Micah Parsons is not going to ever win a Defensive Player of the Year, being a Dallas Cowboy and having a podcast. Let's just get that out the way right now. Like Micah Parsons' filter is not where it needs to be to be a Dallas Cowboy that they let make it. Now, CeeDee Lamb is quiet. CeeDee Lamb does not rock the boat. He's not the face of the franchise. And this a pass happy league. They love wide receivers. So they're gonna let CeeDee Lamb make all pro teams. But one thing they are probably not gonna do is allow CeeDee Lamb to be offensive player of the year. Right. That somehow CeeDee Lamb's phenomenal year is going to be undercut by what Tyreek Hill is doing. So like he's not going to get offensive player of the year. He'll get an all pro nod, but they're not going to let him be an offensive player of the year. They're not going to let Micah Parsons be the defensive player of the year because one, you are the most outspoken player in the National Football League. You rub everybody the wrong way. You rub the referees the wrong way. You rub opposing teams the wrong way.
You rub the Cowboy fans the wrong way.
You rub some of the Cowboy fans the wrong way. You rub the national media the wrong way. Because you remember, you came for them. You told them that they were basically dinosaurs and they went the way, they going extinct. You told them, that it's about new media. You said new media was the wave. You said that you ain't got to deal with nobody that ain't suited up before and none of that other stuff. They didn't like that. It's true. It's true, but we can get away with saying that because they don't sign no checks over here. They can't decide where I'm not going to vote for Henny because he said this about me. They have no sway and no power over us
at all.
But Micah Parsons, one thing I will say, when you talk crazy about the referees, they're gonna just look at you while you get put in a sleeper hold. You get put in a sleeper hold every game by offensive linemen. They just look at you. You ain't had a holding call called in your favor, since October. There's like a hundred holidays in past. We done had Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and you still ain't got a call, Michael, because you talk bad about the boys.
All I'm gonna say, man, that's so gangster by the refs, bro. Like they just know they can do whatever they want to do, bro. That's scary, bro. That's scary. They sitting up here blatantly telling you, we know you need a call. We know you deserve a call, but we're not giving it to you, Michael. You know what I'm saying? We don't care what you say on your little podcast. We don't give a damn. We're not giving you a call. No.
Boy, and we're going to throw a flag on you, man.
We going to call calls on you.
Man, I wish you would breathe on Josh Allen.
And I'm telling you, bro, I felt it, bro. I felt it. When Michael went out, bro, I felt it. I did not get mad at Mike. If he would have got a penalty or whatever, I felt it, bro. I just hope he don't blow up in the playoffs, man. I hope he don't blow up in the playoffs and it be a significant call, man, because this been brewing for months now. Know what I'm saying? This been brewing.
Man, you ain't lying, man. Like, hey, that is gangster to look at a grown ass man and tell him, nah, I'm good.
Man, they standing on it. Yeah, bro, like then the nation been putting pressure on them, saying, "Hey, man, well, how the best pass rusher in the league ain't going to no holding calls? They still ain't calling none."
Man, they looked at us and said, "What holding call?"
Man, they don't care, bro. That's just like that's the most gangster thing I ever seen. Like, it's crazy.
But that's my point about that, man. Like Micah Parsons, it's not just about him being with Micah. It's not just about him being a Dallas Cowboy. I'm always honest. It's partially being a Dallas Cowboy player, but it's partially also having the podcast. But it goes hand in hand. Nobody would pay that much attention to Micah Parsons' podcast if he wasn't Micah Parsons from the Dallas Cowboys.
They want him to shut up and dribble.
Yeah,
that's what they want him to do.
But that's the point, though. Like the star is still playing against Micah Parsons in that regard because Fred Warner is one of the best defensive players in the league. He got a podcast, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever hear anything about Fred Warner's podcast outside of 49er country?
I didn't know he got one until you said it, honestly. I think I just agreed just to keep the show going.
Shit.
I didn't even know.
All right, but yeah, Fred Warner got a podcast.
I know The Eagles got one. Slay got one, and I know the Kelsey brothers got one.
I seen the Kelsey brothers and I seen Slay's. But yeah, Fred Warner has a podcast. He's probably the best linebacker in the National Football League. Plays for a storied franchise, right? You know, the 49ers are like the Dallas Cowboys. Like, they got a history of greatness, right? Huge fan base. They don't talk about anything that Fred Warner talks about, positive or negative.
Did you hear what Jonathan Hankins just said the other day?
What Big Hank said?
Big time Hank, he said, man, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for a while. Then he was like, my channel didn't really take off till I became a cowboy. He told the truth. He told the truth. He said, my channel ain't really took off till I became a cowboy. He said, hey, don't nobody support like Cowboy Nation. So he gave us our props. He just said, hey, once you get that star on your helmet, man, you gonna turn it up a little bit.
Facts. And Kendrick Thompson, you right, bro. Fred, Kelsey, Slade, not Cowboys. Like, they probably have some wild takes on their show. Nobody talks about it in the national media. Michael Parsons goes on his podcast, he speaks, and then whatever he says ends up as a segment on every talk show that covers sports.
For context, though, this might not be fair, but because defensive players really not that recognizable. You know, Micah is just a cowboy. Trayvon Diggs is a cowboy. Like, a lot of these defensive players, you wouldn't know who the hell them folks were. If you see them, like, it's a lot of folks' face you wouldn't recognize. So, with that being said, it's crazy. Just take this into consideration. Kevontae Turpin might be a more recognizable face than Fred Warner.
It's a possibility.
That could be possible. I ain't sure, so don't quote me on that. But people might be able to recognize Turpin more than they can recognize him. Just that's just the difference because of the star. Now, Turpin did become a Pro Bowler last year, and you know, but he's a cowboy. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different ball game when you do that, man.
Mm-hmm. You ain't told no lies, bro.
Can anybody pick Brandon Ayuk out of a lineup?
Hell no.
I couldn't do it. I would be doomed. I would be doomed. If they was like, hey, man, show me which one of these players is Brandon Ayuk. Look, do like Charles Barkley and them did. Do like Charles Barkley and them on the NBA did, like who he played for. I would be doomed. I'm telling you that right now. Like, you would not be able to pick that. And it's a very good wide receiver for a very good team, very good, franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to recognize Debo, though. You know what I'm saying? Debo and
Kittle. I think
and CMC, Kittle. They got their players too, but Ayuk, and he's their leading receiver right now, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, he said, Amp said Ayuk couldn't find Ayuk in the lineup.
Can't nobody tell you how Brandon Ayuk look. That just show you the star power. If he was in Dallas, he'll be a household name. Some people might not even know how to pronounce the dude's name.
At all. What's up with you, Dwayne Brown, Willie Stovall? Salute to y'all for sliding in and rocking out with us over here. We drunk trapping tonight. We just talking about how the national media is continuing to rob the Dallas Cowboys players of intricate awards that they deserve.
Unfortunately,
especially like and listen, like I was fair with the Micah talking point. I wasn't gonna talk like everything had to do with him.
Like it's just because the Cowboy, because Micah is kind of a troublemaker. Not like real trouble. You know what I mean? I'm just talking about like he's a feather rattler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he ruffles feathers.
Yeah, he's a feather ruffler. That's who he is. Like he's gonna get it started. Like he's not really making no trouble, but I guess he's starting a lot of uncomfortable conversations. Yes.
He said Ayuk sounds African. I actually do think that he's African. I don't believe that he's like. I think he's like second generation. I think his family, are from Africa, and he's a second generation guy.
Man, we know how Trayvon Diggs' son look better than Brandon Ayuk. Aiden Diggs is a bigger star than Brandon Ayuk. On my life, he is.
But hey, you weren't wrong. His people are from Cameroon. Brandon Ayuk people are from Cameroon, so yeah,
bro.
You are right.
Aiden Diggs is a bigger star than a lot of these other dudes, bro.
I mean,
that just show you the power of the star, man.
I mean, he's supposed to be, man. He's Trayvon Diggs' son. Like your daddy a made man, and you at every game, smiling, getting endorsements.
But he's a special little kid too, though. Like he got his own, you know what I'm saying? He got his own reasoning. I'm just saying he might have been an incredible type kid because he got personality and swag and stuff anyway. But you put that in Dallas, now he can't go in the mall by himself. I guarantee you, like, you know, of course, because he's not of age. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if his mom and them was sitting on the bench and he had to go to the shoe store right ahead, in there by himself, he'll be getting stopped for pictures all day.
Mm-hmm. You ain't lied though, man. Like it's like when you're attached to the Dallas Cowboys, that really is star power, man.
Yeah,
it's star power. So I get it, but you know, like there's some good things about that. You could parlay that shit into some stuff, you know, off the field. But you know, like you're also a target for the national media because it's easy to just target a Dallas Cowboy player. Oh, if they proceed not to have a good game, that's low hanging fruit. Like it's easy to talk about popular players on the most popular team and turn that into content for clicks and views, right? If you're just somebody out here that's trying to get the clicks and trying to get the views, and you know you're not trying to have a rational, impartial conversation about football. So you know that's the issue, and there's also the issue if we pick it back with Dak Prescott. Like, why would the national media vote Dak Prescott to be an MVP or All-Pro when they have spent an entire couple of years saying that Dak Prescott wasn't a good quarterback?
Millions of dollars of content dogging the man out.
Exactly. They had spent way too much time trying to craft this narrative that Dak Prescott is not a good quarterback. So they could not then turn back around and get the affirmation that they were wrong. Because you sort of lose credibility with that. If you dig so deep on something like it's the God honest truth, and you know there's no way around it, and then it turns out not to be true and it blows up into your face.
Man, you would have to be absolutely perfect to win a major award in Dallas. You'll have to be like, you know what I'm saying? You'll have to be very, very close to perfect. And like we see that a so-called down year for the quarterback and Dak is still at the top and he still gets no love. That's very discouraging right there.
Yeah, because think about it. It's almost guaranteed at this point that he's going to end with the touchdown crown. Because, you know, the guy closest to catching Dak Prescott is Brock Purdy. He's a touchdown behind. He's not going to play. The next guy is Jordan Love. He needs for Dak Prescott not to throw a single touchdown, and Jordan Love will need to throw 3 to pass him. Right, so it's more than likely that Dak Prescott is going to hold on to the passing touchdown title for this year. Because there's too much shit they got to have for him to lose. And even with all that, we're sitting up here talking about him not possibly being an all-pro player. You know, when history said, because I showed y'all this, right? For anybody that's late coming in, if y'all didn't see this is the passing touchdown leader every year ever. We don't do no sense stuff. This is dating all the way back to 1932, right? We know who led the National Football League in passing every one of these years. Most of these guys won MVPs or had All-Pro selections when they led the National Football League in passing touchdowns. Like even go back to 1986, Dan Marino had 44 passing touchdowns. Do you not think that he was the league MVP that year? Right? We can take it way back with Steve Young. We know Steve Young was winning MVPs. We know that Brett Favre was getting All-Pro selection and MVP nod for his play. Kurt Warner when he won his MVP, right? Dante Culpepper. He might be one of the few people that did not win an MVP, but did Dante go to the All-Pro team? Let me see.
He probably made All-Pro or something.
Let me pull that up.
Well, you know, it's something in common with him too.
I mean, he didn't, but we also know, like you said, it's something very much in common with
something in common with him.
Oh man,
you know what? Isnay on the Ishnay. We ain't gonna get into that, but
hold that down. So it's very rare for guys to have these numbers and not be all pro and not be selected to all pro teams or be MVPs. Like, unless your team is abysmal. Now, if you put up numbers or on a piss poor team, you know, that's probably a slightly different, right? Maybe in some of these cases, the team success didn't match, so they didn't award them all pros. But like 80% of these guys get that. You know, 80% of these guys are either going to win MVP or all pros. So there is a precedent, but it doesn't happen often. It does not happen often.
And we rather go against everything we stand for to make sure a Cowboys quarterback don't get the proper respect that he deserves.
I mean, think about it. Which Dallas Cowboy quarterback won MVP?
0.
Exactly. Not Captain America, Roger Staubach, not Troy Aikman. We know Tony Romo didn't get MVP, right? He, like, even the year he was supposed to win MVP, you know, they found a way to slight him. Like, Tony Romo probably should have been the league MVP in 2014, but he only ended up with second team All Pro. So, you know, like, they have a track record of not doing right by the Dallas Cowboys, and this is not just for Dak. Like, you know, like, it's hard to be the winningest quarterback of a certain decade, and you're not at least considered for an MVP. I know it was a different era and shit, but damn,
it's hard on us, boy.
It's super hard.
Tell you that,
man. They said media don't even like Lamar; they just hate Dak that much more.
Facts.
You got a point.
Facts, and he a Cowboy.
Man, listen. If it was between Dak Prescott and Deshaun Watson, Dak Prescott would be the league MVP right now.
That's the only person here get the nod over.
Like we hate Dak. We don't hate him that much though. Like, here.
We ain't finna let Freaking Man be the MVP. Anybody but Freaking Man.
Oh, no. Like,
he can't represent the league.
Hell no. Like, shit, we scared of that, man. Like, shit, we might have to give Dak Prescott unanimous MVP that year.
Straight up.
He said, hard on a cornerback. Yeah. Hey, what's up with you, Joe Gonzalez? Yeah, shit, listen, man. You know, hey.
Freaking Man. Hey,
shit, man. Hey, y'all know, listen. I am all for taking up for the brother, but that man did that shit.
I don't think lies come that customized like that. They had a lot of stuff to say about that young man.
Like, nah, man. Like,
how creative are you gonna get with a lie like that? Like
man.
How detailed and creative? Like, that's what I'm saying. You know, lies just be general. Like, Henny slapped me. Like, okay. But he gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna break it down to every step of the way. You know,
like man, they describe some shit that we did not even know.
That's how you can tell a lie between a lie and the truth most of the time. Most lies don't be that in depth. If somebody got an in-depth, step-by-step lie, then they are mentally ill. Some they got a real problem.
Yeah, like they are delusional. Like, you need to see you get a check for them.
Yeah, they got real issues bigger than what's going on. I'll tell you that.
Man, you ain't never lied about that. Gregory Davis, the fans are more focused on MVP for Dak. Dak Prescott is more focused on the playoffs now. Dak wants the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl, and that's how it's supposed to be. We want Dak Prescott to be focused on winning the games and competing, and we're going to focus on the media to do right by our players. So, you know, that is exactly the way it's supposed to be, though, Gregory.
For the people who think that, you know, we making this argument because we just feel like people that work hard, they should get what they deserve. That's all. You know what I'm saying? If you give your job an honest week of work, shouldn't you get your proper pay? You know what I'm saying? These young men that went out here and worked for this. All we saying is we deserve our money back.
Facts. Hey, salute to Neil for the $10 super chat. He said, gents, are they ready to hear this? Dak is the best quarterback in the game right now.
Facts.
I mean, he is. Because
shout out to you, Mr. Neil.
So let's have an honest conversation about this real quick. Like, only this year in a vacuum. Like, leave out everything else from what you know about these other quarterbacks. We're not talking about what they did last year or their entire body of work. This year alone, right? Because it's a year-to-year league. It's really a week-to-week league, but it's a year-to-year league for sure.
Yeah.
This year, Dak Prescott has played like the best quarterback in the National Football League, especially when you consider the level of difficulty. Because even Patrick Mahomes, him not having wide receivers, he got a run game. Pacheco toting that bitch out down there. He has a run game that could take some pressure off of him. Lamar Jackson has 100,000 running back. He got every running back that ever came out of the NFL draft. He got Dalvin Cook. He got Gus Edwards. He got Justin Hill. He got he got a bunch of running backs. He got a stable of running backs over there.
And he got a gangster defense over there.
And he got a good offensive line. Dak Prescott has subpar pass blocking right now. We understand the struggles that Terrence Steele has been having. We understand the struggles that Tyler Biadasz has been having. We know that Tyron Smith has not stayed on the field consistently for this offensive line to gel like that. And he still has went out there and led the NFL in passing touchdowns and won double digit games and hasn't thrown. Keaton Mitchell is hard too. I had that boy on my fantasy team. And has not had double digit interceptions this year, right? And Fargo, you're right. The run block for the Dallas Cowboys been subpar as well.
Dak been doing it with the highest degree of difficulty. Easily. Because Dak Prescott got the most control of his offense. He's in there getting in and out the huddle, making the audibles, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. It's very Peyton Manning-esque what they asked him to do, using his cadence and trying to get the defense to show a tail so he can get to something that could beat what he believes coming. Like, that's why we look so much different at the crib than on the road, because Dak Prescott got so much control of the offense. If they can't hear Dak Prescott on the road, he can't get in and out what he want to get in and out of. So, like, the silent count stuff really hinders what we want to do offensively from a philosophical standpoint. True.
He said UCLA running back. I mean, man, there's a bunch of guys we could have drafted. When we chose Deuce Vaughn, but it's Schoonmaker.
Don't tell nobody else that.
Shit, I mean, it is what
we don't want nobody to get the fighting.
Man, y'all better not fighting it.
We might disturb everybody. We talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But and look, we did this good this year with very little rookie impact. Think about that.
He said Dak is first team All Pro. Now he probably should be, but it's the league MVP always win first team All Pro. It's the same people that vote for it. I don't believe that you can actually win MVP and not be first team All Pro. So I don't think he'll get first team All Pro because they're going to give the award to Lamar Jackson. I don't think that he deserves it when you look at his overall body of work, right? And that's the issue, man. I feel like the national media cannot separate individual play from team success. That's the overall issue, because the Ravens might be the best team in the National Football League from top to bottom. They got tight ends, they got wide receivers, they got a quarterback, they got an offensive line, they got a defensive line, they got corners, they got safeties, they got good coaching, they got a Super Bowl winning coach, they got everything. They check every box, right? Dallas Cowboys ain't got all that. Like, they got the quarterback, they got a wide receiver, right? They got a singular wide receiver. They got a good pass defense, but we don't have all the things that the Ravens do. Nah. We really ain't got everything that the 49ers do, because we ain't got no linebackers. They got linebackers.
True. And they defensive line pretty good too.
He said Dak and Purdy could both be second team All Pro. I mean, if they
made them Cole, I wouldn't be mad.
I was finna say, if they made them Cole first team, Cole second team, I'd be cool with it. But I don't think that they do that. I think it's gonna be either one or the other. My boy said Purdy is second team all whole.
Oh man,
man, that's a beautiful clapback, man.
I like that.
There's a beautiful clapback because it's I don't know the man. Oh, he said they split it 1 year with Allen and Mahomes. Okay.
So well, they should do it again.
They should do it again because Dak Prescott has had a better year.
The reason we saying they should split it because we already feel like they gonna hate on Dak. So at least be fair. You know what I'm saying? At least try to be a little fair with it.
Indeed. Hey, what's up with you, Miss Baker? Miss Regina Green. Salute to y'all for coming in and showing love. Joe Gonzalez. I appreciate you.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, but that's the one thing I can't live with. I can't live with Brock Purdy being an all-pro over Dak Prescott, you know, a year after they gave an all-pro nod to Jalen Hurts. Because those two fan bases will team up and be insufferable.
And I don't know though, but I think the Eagles fan base is like they're a little humble right now. They humbled.
I mean, I would be humbled too if I talked shit for months and then lost 4 of my last 5 games.
I tried to tell them not to fall in love so quickly. They just got rid of Carson Wentz. I just told them, I said, y'all fall in love so quick. Y'all hopeless romantics over there. That's what the Eagles are. For quarterbacks, they hopeless romantics. Soon as they see one quality in the person they like, they propose. Y'all crazy.
I said, you can't say his name in my neck of the woods. Who said Dak not an all-pro? Since when? I mean, shit, the haters. And really, man.
Look, they seen one dimple in her cheek and just got on their knees and proposed.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lord, I love you. Good grief. I told them, I said they should be a little more cautious after that. Man. You know what I'm saying? They was fighting tooth and nail about Carson Wentz, and then the truth came out.
They had a whole civil war over there, man. There was a whole civil war. You know, I seen a content creator that, you know, supposed to be ride or die for Jalen Hurts call that man the worst draft pick in the history of his franchise. So you know, so it's crazy to see the mood swings that fan base has over there, man. You know, like I ain't never talked that crazy about Dak Prescott in my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never called Dak Prescott the worst draft pick in franchise history and then tried to meat ride this man for some clown and some money. You know, so I don't know. They do weird shit over there.
Yeah, they do.
He said the E-Girl fans done changed their names and Cowboys platform posing as Cowboys fans, so we don't get them.
they got a disguise going on. Huh?
They camouflaged, man. He said the media be cheerleading for the Eagles. They done turned on them. And that's the thing about having the favor of the media. It's fickle. Like they love you while you're winning. Right, the moment that you're struggling or you don't live up to the expectations they put on you, because remember, a lot of times, most Dallas Cowboys have never said this is our year. This is some bullshit that the media made up. I ain't never met no grown ass man and they just told me out of nowhere, it's our year, man. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Like people don't talk like that in real life. That is the make believe Cowboy fans in their mind. Right, they got some make believe people in their mind, and that's how they talk.
I think Stephen A started that crap.
I mean, Stephen A knows how to boost ratings. Like if he is nothing, he is a good marketer of slander.
Do you know how to boost his hairline?
Of course not. That? He's tried and failed numerous times at this point.
He need to go holler at LeBron, man. LeBron got the sauce.
No, the hell he don't. That man.
Oh, it went back away.
Man, that man was out there brushing his thoughts yesterday.
He found his hairline and lost it again.
Man, that nigga shit disintegrating. Man, you seen the Avengers when Thanos turned niggas into dust?
Yeah.
That's that man hairline. They snapped that man hairline away. That mug just
it's over with.
Dusted up top of his head, man.
You can't color that in, my boy. You can't color that in. But yeah, man. Hey, all I'm gonna say, you know, to ride this thing on out. Once they announce these awards, I'm going Cat Williams. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Just know what that means. I'm going Cat Williams. When they announce these awards, I'm airing everything out about my team. Quit playing with us.
Man, facts on top of facts. So, man, what's your closing thoughts, man? Because we have been on here right at the hour mark. I think that we had a damn good show. I'm definitely gonna go back and chop some of this stuff up because I think we made some amazing points. But what are your closing thoughts, my boy?
Pretty much, man. Like you said, man, it's a gift and a curse being a Dallas Cowboy, man. You know what I'm saying? You get the hype, but you also get the hate. You know what I'm saying? And it's a hard balance. You will have to be absolutely perfect to get a major award being a Dallas Cowboy. Like, you have to be perfect. Like, so just make sure y'all already understand that going in, so you won't be disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Dak had one bad game and now he's no longer an MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying? Micah doing what he doing, he badly get a consideration too. So, hey, Trayvon Diggs, when he had all them interceptions, all they talked about was what?
Yards.
How much yards he gave up. So, I mean, you got to be perfect. They telling you what the criteria is. You got to be a perfect player to get any major award as a Dallas Cowboy. So, I'm pretty sure we, just mark that down on your paper. Make sure you write it down, take a picture and all of that so you can remember next time so we won't be getting mad about it. Because, the reason we talking about it is because we just want our players to get what they earn. But, at least just don't go down without a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Man, facts on top of facts. He said, let's compare the quarterbacks in the NFC. Purdy is a system quarterback. Can Purdy start for another team and play with lesser? Hurt's success is based on his legs. He didn't get better when AJ Brown. How was he before Brown? Dak Prescott has been playing top quarterback since rookie year 2016, other than 2020 injury short season, and 2022 15 interceptions. Dak has been a top 5 quarterback. I completely agree with that, Gregory Davis.
Man, Dak went crazy 2020. He just got hurt.
Yeah, like that. Listen, Dak Prescott was on the verge of throwing for 6,000 yards. Do you know how unbearable I would have been if Dak Prescott threw for 6,000 yards?
He was going crazy.
Like he turned into Drew Brees for no apparent reason out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And like I loved it, and we needed it too, as bad as our defense was.
I about to say his defense was made out of bubble gum and popsicle sticks. That's what the defense was. It was patchwork, terrible, horrible. But that gave us Dan Quinn, so it all worked out decently.
It all worked out, man. The Eagles haven't even tried to develop hers. They too busy tush pushing in practice.
Facts.
They tush pushing private too.
Running. Man. Oh no. It's time to go.
It's time to leave.
I
had a trick up my sleeve.
But I go by Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on our social media, man. Y'all tap in with your boy. I will be live probably tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Once again, we on the road to 5K, man. Y'all help your boy reach that goal. Y'all help your boy knock that down. Check that off the list, man. And I appreciate all the love and support from everybody in the nation. And hey, everything in front of us, man, we finna go conquer. What they say, carpe omnia. We finna go seize everything, seize the moment, seize everything in front of us, man. Let's do it.
Indeed, man. And hey, it's your boy Henry DeMoore reporting live from the liquor store. I'll be live sometime tomorrow. Tune in. I'm gonna go live before the games. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm gonna go live before 3-ish so I can watch all these games with playoff implications. So but just make sure you come rock with your boy in the morning. Landlord, if you're down, we can get a show in the morning as well.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, y'all know I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs by the end of January. I think it's doable. We're at 1,670 right now. So please. He said bubblegum and
I'm silly. That's what our defense was made out of in 2020.
Man, them boys was awful.
They were terrible.
They were terrible. But yeah, man, if y'all have not already came and joined the liquor store family, make sure as y'all go sub to the page HTM Sports on YouTube, Henry DeMoore on Facebook, man. And I appreciate all y'all good people in advance, man.
Appreciate you. And what that boy West Coast be saying, man?
Man, he be saying never look down because the star is up. Peace.
Peace out.
Oh wait, hey, let me throw a oop. I see J Tuck is live, man. Y'all go over there to CFO Sports. Tell them it's a liquor store raid, and show some love to J Tuck, man. He also makes great content. Definitely respected in the space. So y'all make sure y'all go show him some love.
Yeah,
so
J Tuck a good dude, man. Y'all make sure y'all go say landlord and HTM raid over there, man. Tell them we showing love. We gonna go over there too, man. So y'all make sure y'all go tap in for the win.
Hey, bet that, man. But hey, now we finna go. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Salute.